Hello YouTubeverse, how are you and how are you doing? So today I'm going to try something a little bit different. This isn't played in Soul, but instead we will be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel-links. This is a game I like. It's both on mobile and Steam, and I just like playing it. It's like a nice fun pastime, but I don't get much time to play. But we've just recently had a new event start, the Awakened Rainbow Dragon. This is Jesse Anderson's event. Yeah, I just want to explain how the events work and a deck to farm it. Now, there's two parts to the events. There's the point system, and these are achieved by dueling just anyone really. You can get them from dueling non-legendary duelists, legendary duelists, and from PvP. No, I don't think it gets from PvP. I think it's legendary duelists and non-legendary duelists, and even gate ones. Just win and then okay. Give you a quick example. So this is the reason why you're here. You want to be able to do this. You want to be able to get dual assessment score of 9,000 or 8,000 is what we're aiming for. We get an additional 1,000 because of the bonus. So how did we attain these? We did this by dual victory. No damage gave us 500. Our cards on the brink, so having no cards left in our deck gave us 500. Victory by card effect damage only. Played prismatic card 200. Played a Gossy card 200. Over 9,999 damage 3,000. Activated a spell 100. Performed a special summon 100. Performed a fusion summon 200. And that's where we get the 9,000 score from doing all those things. And that's what this deck allows you to do, all those things. You get, for each 1,000 points, you get one reward, maximum 8. So that's why we're aiming for 8,000, so we can get the maximum rewards every time we beat him, and that's how we farm it. So we got cards, we got some jewels, we got some gold, we can get gems, and we can get the ultra rare cards depending on what we want to do. So without further ado, let's look at the deck. So up here you have your skills. So currently we're using restart, can be used only once after starting hands are dealt. Reveal and redraw your starting hand. So if you get a bad hand, you can start it up again. It's not really important to have this, but it helps that your hand doesn't brick. And what I mean by brick is you get cards that you cannot use. And so let's go through what we need. We need related cards. Let's pull one of these out and take out one of... Okay, so we want 20 cards to speed it up, no more. That's all we need. What we really need, what this deck focuses on, is Dark Paladin, and his effect is must be fusion summoned with Dark Magician and Buster Blader. So we have Dark Magicians and we have Buster Bladers, and we have substitute materials. So these are these three, and they help to bring out Dark Paladin. So the more of them we have, the more combinations to bring him out, the easier it is. And we want to bring him out first. The reason why is because during either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon type monster on the field or in either player's graveyard. The effect that we want is the first one, which is negates the effects by discarding a card. And we have a lot of fodder because literally we need just a Dark Magician and a Buster Blader, or any combination of 2 cards and a Polymerization to bring out Dark Paladin. And then the rest is fodder. The second one we need is a Dark Magician and a Flame Swordsman. Now this is where the substitute fusion monsters come into place. we don't need a flame swordsman, because a flame swordsman, if I'm not mistaken, let's look it up. Flame swordsman is a fusion material. Yeah, he is a fusion between Flame Manipulator and Masaki the Legendary Swordsman. And what this do is just add random stuff we don't want in our deck. We don't want to draw dud cards. We don't want to have to fuse twice. It's a waste of our polymerizations. It's a waste of turns. It just complicates. So instead of the Flame Swordsman, we will use a substitute card, but the other card has to be Dark Magician. That's why we have 3 Dark Magicians. And what we need for the for the end turn kill to get the 8,000 points, we need a union attack, and this will become apparent later on. What else do we need? We need polymerization, of course. We have 3, and then we also have fusion gate, which acts as polymerization, but instead of sending them to the grave, we banish the cards. We also have that's about it. So you want to duel Jesse. There's level 10, 20, 30 and 40. Each one takes a different amount of crystals to fight him. Each one has a different point multiplier, and the point multiplier is your duel assessment at the end. So we want to duel 18 for the best cards rewards and for the best multiplier. It's quite easy to do if we get the right cards.
If you desire to pass,
I better keep on my toes.
There we go. First turn we can turn out. So this we use to thin the deck. Want to deck out as fast as possible so we can farm faster. Then use polymerization to bring out Dark Paladin. And he is completely stuck. He hasn't got any monsters that are stronger than us. He hasn't got any spells that can remove Dark Paladin from the field. And the only thing that could help him is a spell that increases his monster's attack by 800, but we can block it with Dark Paladin's effect. Okay, so we've got both substitute material and Dark Magician, so we're ready to bring out Dark Flare Knight. We need to save this for later. Don't put it down now, he will destroy it. There we go. Here's our polymerization.
the spell card, Polymerization.
The only way he can destroy a Dark Flare Knight is if he has something that's stronger. Nothing in his deck is stronger without equipped spell cards, and we can block them with Dark Paladin. Now all the cards we draw, we don't need any of them except a few. All these are just for the effect or to discard.
Here we go. It's my I draw.
Secret pass we need for the end turn, so we'll put that down. He hasn't got anything that destroys our traps or spells, so they're safe on the field. Or else we'd keep it in our hands till the last turn. You don't need him. We want to keep that space free for Gravekeeper's Vessel right at the end, so we're not putting anything else down. Just keep discarding anything we don't need. Use this to thin the deck, but I think we've pulled out all the Dark Magician, so we can discard it. Union attack we need. Put that down so we don't accidentally discard it.
Here we go. It's my I draw.
Okay, this is the last union attack, so now we can summon Gravekeeper's Vassal. First we activate Secret Pass. This is allows anyone under 1000 points to attack directly, so now Vassal can attack directly. 700 to he's 4000. So we're not gonna win with that. So what we want to do is activate Union Attack.
Face down card. I activate a spell.
Now all these twos attack. This is why we summon these two, and we need them on the field. Their attack power has been boosted into Gravekeeper's Vassals.
From my hand.
And then we'll activate another one to just do it again. But Bucks, you ask, nothing's happening. Oh, behold, here's some magic. Look at that. We're over 9,999 damage, which is what we needed for the achievement. So now, these two cannot attack, but this guy can attack. And he can attack directly, dealing the damage that we needed. There we go. See, just like before. Same amount of points. Maximum. And there you go. Yep. Now go through them and see where we can obtain them and how they benefit up. So how to obtain King of the Swamp, you get from Generation Next. So you go to the cards, you go to Generation Next. As you can see, I've been buying them. I've been trying to get another Floodgate Trap Hole for PvP. But here's King of the Swamps. It's an ultra rare card, so you have to be very lucky. You'll probably end up buying, there's 200 in the pack. It's going to be one of those 200 cards. You can get very lucky. It could be the first one, very unlikely, or it could be the very last one. So it's just random. You want to get that. The reason we like this card's not completely needed. It's a substitute monster for fusion, but also it has a second effect. You can discard this card to the graveyard and add one Polymerization from your deck to your hand. So if you have this card and you have other fusion materials, then you can just draw out Polymerization and fuse them instead of just having a dud card. So it works twofold, so it's very good. Unlike these substitute monsters who are just substitute monsters, there's nothing you can really do unless you already have Polymerization. Next is Blue Dragon Summoner. If this card is sent to the field to the graveyard, you can add one dragon, warrior or spellcaster type monster from your deck to your hand. So you can use this to pull out Dark Magicians, and I think Buster Blader is a warrior, but I don't think it works on Buster Blader. But yeah, this is just a filler. It thins our deck, and in case we don't draw a Dark Magician, we can easily get a Dark Magician into our hands if this is destroyed, and we can use it as a discard fodder for Dark Paladin. How do you obtain this? This is from the card trader. So let's go to the card trader. As you can see, this is all the cards the card trader has. It's random. It resets. He gets a new stock every 24 hours. So in 3 hours, he will get a new stock, and there's a chance of that card appearing there. If it does, then you can pick it up from there. So you kind of rely on RNG for it to show up and then grab it there. I'm unsure of the cost, but it uses the... It uses these stones, which you can farm from players and events and other things, and it uses wind elements, which you can also farm. So grab one of those. Now Buster Blader, you can get from many different places, and the only reason we really need him is for, actually no, you can only get him from Crimson Knight pack. I thought you could get it from somewhere else. I must be mistaken. So yes, this is a good pack for PvP. It has some other stuff, but this is also where you get the Dark Paladin. So you want to be looking for both things when you're going for Dark Paladins or ultra rare. So it's the same. You have to get lucky to get that. Buster Blader is only a rare, but there's 6 in the pack. So in 200, you have 6 chances to get. So the only reason we want that is for the fusion. That's the only reason there. This is a substitute fusion. What we mean by substitute fusion is instead of one of the fusion materials, you can't use 2 substitute fusion materials. As you can read it, you can substitute this card for any one fusion material monster. When you do this, the other fusion monster must be correct once. So the others must be correct, but one can be substituted. That's what we use this. Just in case we don't get what we can just sub this in. There's many different substitute ones you can use. But this is gained from Beast King of the Swamps. It's gained from Paradox Brothers. It's a dual reward. So you beat the Paradox Brothers and you have a chance to gain it. Next we have Goddess with a Third Eye. This is gotten from Yami Yugi as a leveling reward. Gravekeeper's Vassal. This is very important because, as you can see, any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is treated as effect damage. You won't understand now, but once we go through it, you will understand. This is a level up reward from Ishizu Ishtar. So once you unlock Ishizu, you need to level up to a certain level and then you can have this card. Dark Magician is obtained as once you unlock Yami Yugi, which you will have from the start, you will automatically have Dark Magician. You can also obtain more as a dual reward, completely random. And it's in the ranked rewards, I think. Yes, if you get these special tickets that you can exchange for cards, it's a ultra rare. As you attain more victories, you get more cards, and you can use this one to get Dark Magician. If you're not into PvP and you just want a PvE, then that's fine. You just have to, you get one from Yami Yugi and just keep dueling him to get some more. This is a different background one. I think it was a reward. It may be available again in the future. It's not available again, so you missed out on that one. This one was obtained from Arcana event. You can also obtain it from Rank Duel. It's a different cover art. I just like to mix it up, but you can use the same one. And once you also unlock him, I think he had an event to unlock him. I don't know. They usually come back around, giving people a chance to unlock them again, and it's part of his starter deck. We also have Fusion Sage. This is to add 1 Polymerization to your hand, then you shuffle your deck. So if you draw this card, it's automatically a Polymerization, and it's a deck thinner. And the reason why you want to thin your deck is because the way this deck works, you have to have no cards. You have to be able to draw no cards, and then you can put everything on together. We'll talk about that later, but deck thinning is good. How do you uptrain Fusion Gate? From the Ultimate Rising pack. It's an ultra rare, so you have to get quite lucky and pick it up. So it's not the cheapest. With 1, 2, 3 ultra rares from packs, it's not the cheapest way to do it, because you're going to be spending a lot of gems on these packs till you get them, unless you get very lucky. Next we have Union Attack. And how do you need it? This is very important to this deck. You can gain this by beating Yami. No, this is Yugi Muto, not Yami, but Yugi Muto. You beat him, you have a chance of getting this card. It was one of the rewards from the set sail kingdom event. This usually comes back round. It's much easier to get from there if you can't consistently beat Yami Yugi or with 8,000 points. You need 2 of these. You can use 3 for 4. No, you can't use 4. You can use 3. It just basically consolidates all the face-up attacking monsters attacks into one monster, but it can't deal battle damage, and the other monsters which you're using can't attack. So it's like a spirit bomb. Everyone lend me your power, and you just spirit bomb them, but you deal no damage. You just destroy them instead. Polymerization, you can obtain this from, okay, so Joey Wheeler has it as a level reward. You could have gotten it from the card trader, but it's currently unavailable. Chazz Princeton has it and his starter deck. So when you unlock GX and you unlock Chazz, you will get this automatically when you do his missions, unlock him in the character. Alexis also has this on her starter deck. So this is where you can get free 1 to 3 polymerization by getting these characters. Okay, so last but not least, we have add 1 Buster Blader from your deck or your graveyard. This is just deck thinning, so it just helps to speed up the whole process of running out of cards. It's not real important, you can substitute with anything else, but if you don't have, say you have a Dark Magician or Polymerization and no substitutes, and you draw this card, you can get a Buster Blader. It also comes from the Crimson Kingdom deck, and that, what is it? It's a rarity, is it? It's rare, so it's the same level of Buster Blader. So you should be getting it on your way to try to get Dark Paladin. And the last thing we need for our combination is Secret Pass to the Treasure. How do we get this? We get this from the Ultimate Rising. So while you're trying to get your Fusion Gate, you should pick up a Secret Pass. Thanks for watching. I'll just leave you with a clip with the most likely way you are to fail. If you like the content, please subscribe and leave a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and catch me live on Twitch when I'm streaming. I've also added a description of how to game these cards. Tell me which you prefer, when it's visually or when it's written. Visually he's added another 10 minutes to the guide, so it's up to you. I also put timestamps down so you can go directly to where you need to go. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.
From my hand,
I activate a spell. I end my turn.
Show them what you can do. Battle, Sapphire Pegasus. World, you got this. And that ends my turn.
I draw.
Your clock's ticking
My
down.
turn.
Say how. Time to shut.